Have you ever felt a strange heaviness in your home? Moments where things suddenly go wrong without explanation? Or times when people's envy seems to follow you? Many across the world experience this. And in Islam, we recognize it as al-ayn, the evil eye, something both real and powerful. Throughout history and across cultures, even the simplest objects like salt have been used as symbols of cleansing and protection. In some Muslim homes, salt reminds us of purity, removal of negativity, and the importance of keeping our spaces spiritually clean. But the true safeguard lies deeper. The Quran and Sunnah guide us to protect ourselves from envy, unseen harm, and destructive jealousy. Stay with me until the end, because I'll share both real-life stories and Quranic wisdom about protection from envy and the unseen. The evil eye in today's world. In today's world, the evil eye is not just a distant belief. Its effects are often felt in daily life. Think about the stories we hear. A small business that suddenly collapses right after going viral online, or an influencer who shares their new car and within days faces accidents, health issues, or unexplained losses. These are not isolated events. Many people admit that the moment they display success too openly, waves of envy follow and hardships soon appear. Social media has made this even more intense. Every photo, every achievement, every new possession is instantly visible to thousands. With it comes comparison, jealousy, and sometimes silent resentment. Psychologists today even study how envy on digital platforms creates stress, depression, and sudden emotional weight. Feelings the Quran warned us about centuries ago. In Islam, we call this unseen force al-ayn, the evil eye, a reality confirmed by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Envy is not just an emotion. It can carry harm when left unchecked. Have you ever experienced sudden setbacks after sharing your success online? Write YES in the comments if this resonates. Evil eye in the Quran and Hadith. The Quran and Sunnah speak clearly about envy and its hidden dangers. Allah commands us in Surah Al-Falaq to seek refuge from the evil of the envier when he envies. And in Surah Al-Nas, we are reminded to take protection in Allah from all unseen whispers and harms. These short surahs are powerful shields, meant to be recited daily, especially when we feel exposed to jealousy. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam also emphasized its reality, saying plainly, "The evil eye is real." Sahih Muslim. His words confirm what many still try to dismiss, that envy is not just a feeling, but a force capable of bringing real harm if left unchecked. We also see this wisdom in the story of Prophet Yaqub alayhi salam. When sending his sons to Egypt, he instructed them not to enter from one gate altogether, but to spread out. Surah Yusuf 12:67. Why? Scholars explain that Yaqub feared the striking of envy upon his sons, who were many, strong and handsome. Even a prophet of Allah took practical steps to guard against the evil eye. This shows us that protection is both spiritual and practical, through prayer, remembrance, and also discretion in how we present ourselves and our blessings. Do you want me to make a detailed video only about Surah Yusuf and the lessons about envy? Comment Yusuf if yes. Symbolism of salt and protection practices. Symbolism of salt and protection practices. When people talk about salt as protection, it's important to draw a clear line. In Islam, salt itself is not prescribed as a cure for the evil eye. Our true protection lies in Quran, in dua, and in ruqyah.
the spiritual healing taught by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Verses like Ayat al-Kursi, Surah al-Baqarah, and the Mu'awwidhat, al-Falaq and al-Nas are the strongest shields we have. At the same time, across many cultures, including within Muslim families, salt has been used as a symbol of purification, cleansing, and removing negativity. Some sprinkle it at the entrance of the home, others leave a bowl in a corner as a reminder of purity. These practices are not replacements for Islamic protection, but cultural habits meant to symbolize washing away bad energy. The balance is simple. Faith comes first, symbols may follow. If someone uses salt, let it serve only as a reminder of the deeper truth that Allah is the ultimate protector and no object has power except by His will. Do you also have cultural remedies in your family? Share your grandmother's advice in the comments. Real stories from believers today. Across the Muslim world, countless believers share how simple acts of faith protect them from envy and unseen harm. In Cairo, one family noticed constant arguments in their home. Every small discussion would erupt into tension. A local imam advised them to recite Surah al-Baqarah in the house regularly. Within weeks, the heaviness seemed to lift, and peace slowly returned to their family gatherings. In Jakarta, a businessman who faced endless setbacks in his trade decided to give sadaqah quietly, without announcing it. He later shared that after this act of sincerity, he felt a new calm and unexpected blessings in his work. A reminder of the Prophet's words that charity extinguishes sins like water extinguishes fire. And in London, a young woman who was used to posting every detail of her life online, from new clothes to family events, realized she was attracting unwanted jealousy. She chose to practice modesty in what she shared. Soon, she found relief from the constant misfortunes she once felt were chasing her. These real stories echo timeless prophetic guidance. Guard your blessings, protect your homes with Quran, and never underestimate the power of modesty and sincerity. Which story touched you the most? Let's talk in the comments. Steps of protection. So how do we protect ourselves from the harm of envy and the evil eye? Islam gives us practical, powerful steps. First, recite Ayat al-Kursi and the Mu'awwidhat, Surah al-Falaq and Surah al-Nas. Every morning and evening, these verses are shields, wrapping you in Allah's protection throughout the day. Second, recite Surah al-Baqarah in your home. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that shaitan flees from a house where it is recited. Many families testify that even playing its recitation brings tranquility to their walls. Third, practice modesty when sharing blessings. Gratitude is important, but flaunting wealth or success can invite unnecessary envy. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us to conceal certain blessings, keeping some joys between us and Allah. Fourth, give charity regularly. Sadaqah doesn't just help others. It purifies your own wealth and soul, acting as a shield against hidden harms. Fifth, make dua asking Allah for protection. The heart's direct connection to its Creator is the strongest refuge of all. And while some people also use salt, water, or olive oil as cultural practices of cleansing, remember, these are reminders, not remedies. The true protection is always in Allah's words and His mercy. Which of these 5 steps do you already practice daily? Write the number in the comments. Deep reflection with a Quran story. The story of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam is one of the clearest examples of how destructive envy can be. His own brothers, consumed with jealousy over the love their father Yaqub alayhi salam had for him, plotted against him. They threw him into a well, intending to erase him from their lives. Yet Allah had a greater plan. The boy they envied would one day rise in honor, becoming a leader in Egypt and a savior for them during famine. The story reminds us that envy has been a poison since the earliest generations. It breaks families, destroys trust, and blinds hearts to Allah's mercy. But Yusuf's journey also shows the other side. Patience, remembrance of Allah, and reliance on His plan lead to elevation and peace. The lesson for us is clear. Blessings are safest when tied to gratitude and remembrance. Guard them with dua, with discretion, and with faith. For just as envy can bring harm, Allah's protection can transform trials into triumphs. Comment. Peace. If you want more content where I connect today's struggles with Quranic stories, real global context. The evil eye is not a concept limited to Islam. Across the world, people describe the same unseen harm with different names. In some cultures, it's called energy drain. In others, spiritual jealousy, or simply the weight of being overexposed. On social media, millions quietly admit to feeling worse after scrolling, not because of what they lack, but because of what they see others flaunt. This constant comparison fuels silent envy and hidden resentment. Even psychologists today are studying this phenomenon. Research shows that envy and comparison can raise stress levels, damage relationships, and even affect physical health. What spiritual traditions have been saying for centuries, science is only beginning to confirm. Jealousy harms both the one who envies and the one who is envied. Yet Islam gave us timeless solutions long before the age of social media. Protect your blessings with modesty, seek Allah's refuge through Quran, and strengthen your heart with gratitude. These practices don't just protect us spiritually, they heal us emotionally too, creating balance in a world drowning in envy. Where are you watching this from? Drop your country name. I want to see how global our family here is. Remember, true protection does not come from objects, but from Allah's words, His mercy, and our sincere actions. Whereas some here use salt as a symbolic reminder, its power lies only in helping us focus, to cleanse our homes, our hearts, and even our words from envy and negativity. Tonight, take one small step. Recite a verse, make a dua, give a quiet charity, or practice modesty in what you share. These simple acts, grounded in faith, are shields stronger than any object. Let the Quran guide your home, and let gratitude guard your blessings. If you want me to make a full Ruqya video for home protection, type yes below. Type yes.